Hisoka, the oh-so-trustworthy character that he is lying about the nature of Bungee Gum. Not only do I believe that Bungee Gum does not have the properties of just rubber and gum, but I believe by lying about his ability, he's been concealing his greatest weakness. Hello everyone, as always, I'm that anime theorist Jordan. And that's right, today we're back revisiting Hunter x Hunter to investigate the dirtiest trickster of them all, Hisoka. But none of his tricks would be possible without Bungee Gum, by far one of the most unique and subtle abilities in Hunter x Hunter. And for those who didn't hear me mention the ability earlier,
Bungee Gum contains the properties of both rubber and gum, you see.
Aside from the anime equivalent of a Rickroll, Bungee Gum is an incredibly versatile ability due to the vast amount of properties of both rubber and gum. But after rewatching all of Hunter x Hunter and pouring through the manga, I learned that Hisoka was not entirely honest about the nature of Bungee Gum, as several secrets lie within his ability. So let's start peeling back the layers of his deception by asking ourselves, what are the properties of rubber and gum? Well, processed rubber can be defined by 5 distinct properties, each having a unique influence on Hisoka's ability. First up is elasticity, which is defined as the ability to return to its original shape after being stretched. We see Hisoka exemplify this ability on multiple occasions in his battles in the Heaven Arena arc to throw projectiles of assorted objects. Rubber is also highly durable, meaning that it can withstand wear, tear, and pressure while maintaining its appearance. In cases like Greed Island, where Hisoka reflects Gon's rock back to Razor. Although he breaks a few fingers, his Bungee Gum is uncompromised. The last example we can find proof of in Hunter x Hunter is the property of having a high coefficient of friction, which is just having a high resistance of an object moving against its surface. We can potentially argue Hisoka uses this property of rubber when he catches high-speed objects, like the volleyball from Razor or the knives from Tagari. 2 additional properties of rubber we do not see Hisoka use are thermal isolation and the resistance to water and chemicals. Thermal isolation refers to the ability to withstand heat, which is how tires stay safe year-round and electrical wires don't kill us. As for resistance to water and chemicals, I think you get the gist. As for the properties of gum, we can break it down into 3 distinct properties. Adhesiveness, better known as stickiness, is the ability to adhere to a certain surface. This is at the core of Hisoka's ability, as he uses Bungee Gum to stick to his opponents or objects to fling projectiles. Chewiness, which is a testament to its durability and hydrophobic properties. And finally, elasticity, for that classic bubble blowing and stretching. Notice those last 2 properties and how they have a significant overlap with the properties of rubber? Well, if we investigate a little further, we'll see that Hisoka has been hiding the true nature of his ability in plain sight. Let's think back and ask ourselves a question we should have asked ourselves from the beginning. Why does Bungee Gum have the properties of both rubber and gum? Canonically, Bungee Gum and Texture Surprise's origins are names rooted from Hisoka's favorite candy when he was a child, with Bungee Gum coming from the name of Hisoka's favorite bubblegum. Well, Bungee Gum should obviously have the properties of gum, considering it's named after and based on chewing gum. But where does this ability get the properties of rubber in all this? After looking at the history of gum, I was able to draw some interesting conclusions. While earlier chewing gums were chicle based, which is a type of sap that grows on tropical trees. Newer chewing gums use a petroleum-based rubber called isobutylene isoprene copolymer, or butyl rubber. Okay, how did I get that but not chicle? Okay, but the sentiment still stands. Hisoka's ability is not rubber and gum. It's just gum. Or what I should be saying is, Bungee Gum contains the properties of rubber, wax, resin, sweeteners, and flavoring agents. Okay, I get that it doesn't roll off the tongue that easily, but why would Hisoka lie about his ability so casually? Oh wait, it's Hisoka. Yeah, never mind. Besides being a classic Hisoka move, it's actually a well thought out and strategic play, casually revealing your ability to provide an essence of superiority, while keeping your true ability close to your chest is genius. So with that in mind, how does Hisoka's ability really work? Bungee Gum seems to allow Hisoka to have free control of all the properties of gum's ingredients, allowing him to activate one or more of these properties on command and deactivate them with the same ease. For instance, When Bungee Gum is activated to a person for an impending slingshot projectile, it activates the sticky property of resin and builds up the rubbery elasticity. In this case, he's only using the property of resin to attach it to his target and the object, and letting the aura stretch. You need to activate the property of rubber once he's ready. But that's not to say he never uses the properties together. When Hisoka had his arm ripped off in the Heaven's Arena arc, he was likely using a combination of rubber to hold in the blood and resin to prevent the infection of the wound, as the food-safe resin used in gum is used as an antibacterial measure in bandages. Even after Machi healed him, Hisoka likely used, along with, texture surprise, rubber to pull his clothes tight, resin to stick it to his arm, and wax as a protective coating. So if Bungee Gum is so incredibly versatile, does he even have a glaring weakness? Yes, he most certainly does. Regardless if Hisoka activates one or all of the properties of each material, he still needs to activate that material. And every material in gum can be easily removed or slowly dissolved with alcohol. Okay, I mean, you're technically right, but this is just so much better. Not only is isopropyl alcohol recommended for getting gum out of hair, but it's recommended for clearing off butyl rubber, wax, and resin, the three primary components of Hisoka's Bungee Gum. So whether it's covering Hisoka in alcohol to avoid him from using it in the first place, or covering yourself in alcohol in order to avoid Hisoka attaching the gum to you, which I do not recommend. This obviously won't secure you a win with Hisoka, but you will for sure gain some advantage. With that, we've successfully uncovered the roots and inner workings of Bungee Gum.